In the end result, there's only one way you can find truth. And by now, you should know what that is. How is it? But if you know it, there's no truth until you decide what truth is. And don't let anybody tell you that there is a truth or there's alternate truth. That's been debated. There is no truth until you decide what truth is.
This is a clip by Dr. Delbert Blair. Dr. Blair makes this profound statement, which is something that I firmly believe in and agree with. This is my truth. You see, because of who you are, because of who you truly are deep down, I'm talking about the level of your consciousness. I'm not talking about subconscious. I'm not talking about your identity. I'm talking about the purest form of who you are. Because that part of you is so powerful, so amazing. It is the expression, a piece, a spark of the grand consciousness, what some people may call God or infinite intelligence or the source. Because that part of you is so powerful, it can ultimately create anything it wants. You can create anything that you want. And so when we talk about truth, we're actually talking about what resonates with you the most. And though truth can be something that can be debated, and it is widely debated. You know, some people say, well, there are two truths, one person and the other person's truth, or there is one truth. But the reality is, whether they can be multiple truths or not, it really is irrelevant, because the ultimate truth is the truth of the individual, the perspective of that individual, their point of view, your point of view. And so the problem, though, is that we are often put in these situations where people are projecting their point of view on us, or you may be projecting your point of view on them. And that's something that causes things like judgment, confrontation, fights, and even some cases, war. And so as you go on this quest, on this journey of spiritual awakening, you have to understand this foundational, ultimate reality is that you create your own truth. Your truth is something that is experienced only by you. Realize as you go through this journey, you have to really look at other people's experiences, other people's point of view to gain insight onto the importance of understanding the significance of truth. Because every one of us are living in our own truth, our own reality, our own universe. Some of us, that reality, that universe has been created by other people, because as individuals, you may not be aware of your own power to create your own universe. So therefore, you are letting others create it for you by things like social media, TV, news, movies, what you read, who you're hanging out with, right? Who you are allowing to occupy your mind and talk to you. Those things influence your truth. And because you're not aware that you can actually create and decide your own truth, you easily accept other people's truths. And a lot of times that leads to confrontation, that leads to debate within yourself, fighting, unhappiness, depression even. But once you realize that you create your own truth by way of curiosity, being open to everything and just listening and simply deciding whether or not that is going to support you, that is going to empower you, that is going to add value to your life or not. And ultimately, if it resonates with you, if it truly makes sense to you and it really touches you deep in a way that gives you power, then ultimately you resonate with that truth. And that truth might be the truth that will help and support you along your journey. But ultimately, it doesn't come down to being influenced by other people. When you realize that you create your own truth, it really comes down to understanding the significance of how you can influence yourself. You see, your reality is a byproduct of what you immerse yourself in, what you read, what you consume, what you think, what you feel, what you say, what you do. And now as you take all of these things and you begin to create a catalyst of manifestation, a formula for manifestation and materialization, then you can ultimately prove to yourself, prove to other people that your truth in fact works. Now, this is a thing. Your truth works for you. Now, there could be some ways to dissect your formula and make it more generalized for other people, but ultimately they have to figure out the basic foundation of what their truth is based on what you may be sharing with them or teaching them, and then they have to make it their own. And so ultimately, it takes the awareness that truth is defined and created by the individual. Truth is subjective. The essence of objectivity is really something that is elusive and really impossible to capture. Because as long as you, the individual, your consciousness is involved, there was always going to be subjectivity to that thing because it is coming from your point of view. Now, the power in that is you get to decide what works for you and what doesn't work for you, no matter if it works for other people or if it doesn't work for other people. You see? So sometimes witnessing and seeing other people do something will help affirm that that may work for us, and it may help to gain truth from that and gain some power in that, and it will help to fortify the belief system. But ultimately, you get to decide, you get to create it. And this is the power that you have. Now, I know for many people that can be heavy, and that can lead to people feeling like if something wrong happens in your life, then you are to blame. Then it's your fault. Then it's your responsibility. It is your responsibility, but it isn't your fault. You see, because during this journey, we are up to evolving. We are up to revelation, right? Realization. And as you go through this journey, you realize that some of the things that you're doing are not mistakes, are not problems. They are lessons. And as you learn these lessons, you get better and better at materializing and manifesting the things you desire, you have decided. And this is the journey of life, to master the art of manifestation. Manifestation is the expression of life. And as you go on this journey and you learn to create certain truths and accept certain truths, right? Then you get better at the art of manifestation. You get better at the art of life, of happiness, fulfillment, self-realization. And this is the journey that we're on. So I know this concept of accepting truth and realizing the significance that we decide our truth is something that can be heavy, but you have to really think about, individuals who have two different beliefs. They may be even opposing beliefs about a particular thing, but yet they somehow get the results that they want. This is because truth, it is the power of their truth, not the truth itself. So you have to be mindful about the power that you create and you put forth with your consciousness behind the thing that you are believing in, which causes the thing to manifest, which causes the results to materialize. You see? So be mindful, think about this concept of truth. It is something that takes time to accept and understand and to live out. But the seed that has been planted into you now will help you to realize how powerful you are, help you to understand you are the God of your universe, you are the creator of your reality. Thank you so much, and continue to join me on this journey. Peace and abundance always.